This week we read two parashiot together, Tazria and Metsorah, which are often read together. And when we read them together, there is an interesting bell curve that runs. It starts at the beginning of the parasha with normal human situations, childbirth and the like, and how it is that we deal with those circumstances and situations. But then the parashiot go into talking about tzaraat. So in Parasha Tazria, it talks about all the various aspects of tzaraat. Tzaraat on the skin, the various lesions, tzaraat that can come from boils or burns, and what it is that the Kohen needs to do when the tzaraat is shown to him. What is it that constitutes tzaraat, and what are the circumstances around which tzaraat is to be recognized and diagnosed. And the Parasha Metsorah deals with the purification process. Once it is diagnosed and a person is seen to have tzaraat and considered tameh or considered spiritually unclean, what is the process to coming back into cleanliness or to purity? That the person needs to step out of the camp, the person needs to immerse in a mikveh, and so on. By the end of Parashat Metsorah, we come back to normal human situations. The first is a pathology of seminal emissions from a man, and which are not normal and not the regular way of things, where it's something that is recognized as pathological, and the impurities that are connected spiritually with regards to that. And then it talks about simple seminal emissions and menstruation for a man and a woman, and how those are dealt with in the camp with regards to the purities and impurities. It's important to recognize that in these parashiyot, when it talks about purity or impurity, there is no prohibition per se for becoming impure. The only prohibitions around impurities or tum'ah are where we are not allowed to go or things that we are not allowed to do when we are impure. And those things are important for a person who is living within that system to know. Today, it is largely inapplicable, because those things address, for example, for a Kohen, the eating of trumot, that he can only do when he's pure, or for people that need to eat certain things that are holy, that they have to be pure in order to be able to eat. Or for that matter, a person who wants to walk into a holy place, like certain areas of the Beit HaMikdash, that they cannot do if they are impure. So those things are important for us to know in those settings, and the Torah puts those out in these parashiyot. Shabbat Shalom.